Hello, my name is Dwayne Williams, and I sit in the CEO chair of Mac Enterprise Consulting, which is a full-service business consulting firm geared towards helping business owners start a business, restructure a business, and more importantly, educate business owners on how to properly start their journey to success. Today, we're going to be discussing should you have an EIN and how you are not separated from the business if your name is attached to it. Whenever opening a business, we should always go to the IRS to understand how the IRS views businesses. Specifically speaking, when you log on to irs.gov and type in, do you need an EIN? The IRS says you will need an EIN if you answer yes to any of the following questions. For those that don't know what an EIN stands for, that's an employer identification number. An employer has employees. The first question that the IRS asks is, do you have employees? Employees are individuals that you typically pay, and they automatically have taxes taken out of their check. Those taxes consist of federal taxes, Social Security, and Medicare taxes. If you are paying someone cash using Cash App, Zelle, or anything of that nature, they will be classified as a independent contractor, and they will get a 1099 at the end of the year, whereas employees get W-2 forms at the end of the year. So if you do not have employees, the answer to that question would be no. If you are a single member LLC, a disregarded entity, you do not operate as a corporation or a partnership. So the answer to this question would be no. Third question, it says, do you file any of the following taxes: employment, excise, alcohol, tobacco, and firearms? Fourth question is, do you withhold taxes on income other than wages paid to a non-resident alien? The next question says, does your single member LLC offer a KEO plan? In other words, a retirement plan or a pension plan? And lastly, is your LLC involved in a trust, an estate, a real estate mortgage investment conduit, a nonprofit organization, a farmers co-op, or a plan administrator? If you cannot answer yes to any of these questions, should you have an EIN number? How can you ever be separate from anything that has your name attached to it? Here in this particular example, you will see an EIN paperwork that you get from the IRS. It has Mac Enterprise Consulting LLC, and it has my name, and it says I am a sole member. At no point can I ever be separate from anything that has my business name and my name collectively attached to it. In this illustration, you will see that Mac Enterprise Consulting Incorporated does not have my personal name on it. The reason why it does not have my personal name on it, because according to the IRS, the term United States person is a citizen or resident, domestic partnership, or a domestic corporation. In fact, when you log onto the IRS's website to apply for an EIN number online, if you select corporation, the IRS will say a corporation is a person. Because a corporation is a person, that is a separate individual or entity from you. If we go back to the EIN paperwork that has the LLC on it, at no point can you be separate if your personal name is on the paperwork. The IRS further validates that by saying, what happens when you file your business income, losses, and deductions with your personal tax return? All individuals file Form 1040, which is the U.S. individual income tax return, every year when it's time to file taxes. On line number 8 of the 1040, it says additional income from Schedule 1. When we go to the Schedule 1, again, that is attached to the Form 1040, it says additional income and adjustments to income. Line number 3 on Schedule 1 says business income or loss, attach Schedule C. When we go to the Schedule C, at the very top of the Schedule C, it says profit or loss from the business. Underneath it, in parentheses, it says sole proprietorship. You cannot be taxed as an LLC because there is no LLC tax. You are either taxed as a sole proprietor, partnership, corporation, or an S corp. In this case, if you place the business's income and expenses on a Schedule C, the IRS views you as a sole proprietor. The definition of a sole proprietor is a person who is the exclusive owner of a business, entitled to keep all profits after tax has been paid, but liable for all losses. The definition of liable is responsible by law, legally answerable. So whenever you place the business income and expenses on a Schedule C, before you can tell the IRS what type of business or the name of the business, it says at the very top, please tell me the name of the proprietor, the name of the exclusive owner of the business. Now, after you put the business's information on here, you would enter in the business's income and expenses. But at the very bottom of the Schedule C on line 31, it says net profit or loss. I need you to place that on Schedule 1. Here is where the term pass-through entity comes into play. A pass-through entity is a business entity that elects not to pay corporate taxes, but instead they pass all of the business's income, losses, and deductions through to the shareholder or the business owner. In other words, whatever number is on line 31, after you account for your income, after you account for your business's expenses, regardless what that number is, if it's $1,000, $5,000, a negative $5,000, that number will pass through from here back to your 1040, which is your U.S. individual income tax return. Furthermore, whenever you hear individuals say, well, I can be an employee of the company, at no point can you, as a single member LLC, issue yourself a W-2. The IRS does not allow that. So whatever that number is at the very bottom of 31, that is your additional income. And then when you place that number on line number 8 of your IRS 1040 U.S. individual income tax return, line number 9 says, this is your total income. The definition of your is of or relating to you or yourself or yourselves, especially as possessor or possessors. For more information, you can reach us on our website at www.McIntyre Consulting, and feel free to follow all of my social media channels at Dwayne_the_Mac. Like, follow, subscribe, and I definitely appreciate your time for listening. Thank you.